Welcome back to the sanctuary where truth is the only currency we trade in. You are watching Whatever You Need, the definitive archive for those who refuse to accept the superficial gloss of the tabloid world and instead seek the raw, often fragile reality beneath. We live in an era that worships the image of perfection, yet tonight, we are confronted with a stark reminder that even the brightest stars are bound by the limitations of flesh and blood. Today, we are not discussing a red carpet triumph or a new blockbuster deal. We are turning our gaze toward a moment of profound vulnerability involving one of the most beloved figures in our industry, Hande Erçel, and the man who stood as her fortress during her weakest hour, Kerem Bürsin. The headlines have been screaming about hospitals and fainting spells, but the story we are about to unravel is far more complex. It is a narrative about the relentless machinery of fame, the silent screams of an exhausted body, and the protective power of a partner who refuses to let the world break the woman he loves. Before we step into those sterile hospital corridors, I need you to solidify your commitment to this community. Press that subscribe button right now. Turn on the notification bell so that you are always the first to know when the facade cracks. And for those of you who believe in the depth of journalism we provide here at Whatever You Need, and wish to support us directly, I strongly encourage you to click the join button below. Your support is the shield that allows us to speak the truth. Now take a deep breath because we are about to walk through a day that changed everything. When the body says stop, the context surrounding the claim that Hande Erçel was seen in the hospital, a headline that has been dominating the gossip columns with relentless intensity, has finally been clarified. But to understand the gravity of the situation, we must look beyond the sensationalism and examine the human cost of the success we so often applaud. Hande Erçel, a woman closely followed for her ethereal beauty and a career trajectory that defies gravity, found herself at the center of a medical emergency that has shaken her fanbase to its core. The reason why she fainted and exactly what transpired in those chaotic moments is being discussed in such granular detail for the first time, revealing a disturbing picture of a life lived in the fast lane with no brakes. According to the reconstructed timeline, Hande Erçel suddenly felt unwell after a day that can only be described as a marathon of obligations. Recently, the famous actress's pace had barely slowed. Her calendar was a labyrinth of job offers, commercial shoots that demanded perfection, intense script readings, and social responsibility projects that required her emotional availability. According to those who walked closest to her, Erçel hadn't been able to rest properly for days. She was rushing from one set to another, navigating the treacherous traffic of Istanbul, and the even more treacherous demands of her career, effectively neglecting the very vessel that allows her to perform, her health. The moment of collapse that day began as usual, with the sunrise marking the start of another battle against time. After a packed schedule that would exhaust an athlete, she reportedly felt a wave of weakness wash over her. But like many who are conditioned to prioritize duty over well-being, she didn't take it seriously. She likely dismissed it as fleeting fatigue, a temporary glitch in the system. That is, until the dizziness worsened, transforming the world around her into a spinning vortex. She struggled to stand, her legendary poise failing her for the first time. Hande Erçel, the icon of strength and grace, reportedly fainted briefly, collapsing under the weight of her own ambition. She was rushed to the hospital after those around her panicked, their screams for help echoing in a stark contrast to the applause she usually hears. Panic in the corridors. Her appearance in the hospital corridors, pale, vulnerable, and stripped of the glamorous armor she wears for the public, made the question, what happened to Hande Erçel, the most talked about topic on social media within minutes. The digital world was set ablaze. While her fans anxiously awaited good news, praying for her recovery, various versions of the event began circulating in the dark underbelly of celebrity gossip. Was it a serious illness? Was it something more permanent? However, as the dust settled, the truth emerged, and it wasn't as dramatic or mysterious as the conspiracy theorists hoped. It was, in fact, something far more relatable and arguably more tragic. Initial medical examinations revealed that the primary cause of the fainting spell was excessive fatigue, chronic lack of sleep, and irregular eating habits. Erçel, who had been working at a frenetic, almost punishing pace for some time, had essentially raised a red flag that her body could no longer ignore. It was reported that she suffered from a sudden drop in blood pressure due to cumulative stress and the intense work schedule, which led to the brief but terrifying loss of consciousness. After a battery of tests revealed no permanent physiological damage, Hande Erçel remained under observation for a while, tethered to monitors that measured the rhythm of a heart that had been running a marathon without a finish line. She was then discharged, but with a strict condition that sounded more like a sentence to a workaholic: she had to rest. Kerem Bürsin. The guardian at the gate. Perhaps the most discussed, and indeed the most touching, aspect of this entire incident was Kerem Bürsin's behavior during those critical hours. In a world where relationships are often transactional and fragile, Kerem proved that his commitment is forged in steel. Reportedly, Kerem Bürsin stayed by Hande Erçel's side from the exact moment of the incident. Upon learning of the fainting spell, a phone call that every partner dreads, Bürsin cancelled all his plans. Business meetings, script reviews, personal commitments, all were incinerated in an instant. He rushed to the hospital, tearing through the city with a singular focus. Witnesses report that he stayed with her in the room, refusing to leave her bedside. He spoke directly with the doctors, demanding clarity, asking the hard questions, and closely monitoring every detail of Hande's condition with the intensity of a hawk. Those close to the couple say that Kerem Bürsin was extremely frightened. The sight of the woman he loves hooked up to IVs, and looking so frail, shook him deeply. Yet, amidst his own fear, he tried to remain the anchor. He offered her constant moral support, whispering words of reassurance, holding her hand as if to transfer his own strength into her. This scene, which caught the attention of the few ordinary citizens waiting at the hospital, once again highlighted the undeniable strength of the couple's relationship. It wasn't a show for the cameras. It was love in the trenches. A question for the whatever you need community. I want to pause here and ask you something personal. We often look at celebrity relationships with skepticism, but stories like this challenge our cynicism. How important is it to have a partner who drops everything when you fall? Have you ever had a moment where someone stood by you in a crisis, or are you the one who stands guard? Head down to the comments section and share your experiences with support systems. Do you think the industry pressure makes these relationships harder or stronger? Let's discuss. And while you are there, please hit the like button if you appreciate us focusing on the human side of these stars. Everything else can wait. It is said that in the quiet of that hospital room, Kerem Bürsin didn't just offer comfort, he offered a necessary intervention. He reportedly tried to convince Hande Erçel to take a long, justified break, using a phrase that should be a mantra for us all. Health comes first, everything else can wait. It is even claimed that the famous actor contacted his inner circle, agents, managers, assistants, to help his girlfriend adjust her work schedule more effectively. He became her advocate when she was too weak to fight for herself. Information coming from Hande Erçel eventually reassured her fans, but the tone had changed. It was emphasized that the actress is doing well physically, but the psychological message was clear. She simply needs to take some time for herself. It was stated that she will regain her energy after a short break, but this time, the break is not a suggestion, it is a mandate. Erçel reportedly told those close to her, "I neglected myself while trying to keep up with everything," a confession that resonates with anyone who has ever burned the candle at both ends. She vowed that from now on, she will prioritize her health above all else. A relationship solidified according to rumors circulating in the elite circles of Istanbul. This incident has brought Hande Erçel and Kerem Bürsin even closer together. Trauma has a way of stripping away the superficial and leaving only what is essential. This solidarity shown in difficult times served as a strong response to the relentless speculation surrounding their relationship. The anxiety that began in the sterile, white-walled hospital corridors quickly gave way to a profound relief. After the moments of affection and the realization that the worst had passed, all eyes are now on Hande Erçel's recovery. However, industry insiders suggest there will be no rush this time. The machinery will have to wait. Details circulating behind the scenes highlight the immense pressure Hande Erçel has been under. Her growing popularity, both in Turkey and internationally, has made her indispensable, a golden goose for brands and producers. Between advertising deals, launch events, and special photo shoots, Erçel's schedule was practically overflowing. Her close friends say she often motivated herself by saying, "I'll hold on a little longer, then I'll rest," a dangerous bargain many of us make with our bodies. But as we saw, the body always collects its debt. A sanctuary for two during the few hours she spent in the hospital, Kerem Bürsin's behavior attracted the attention not only of fans, but also of the hospital staff, who are used to seeing detachment. Kerem Bürsin's almost constant presence underscored the seriousness of the situation. The doctor's clearest advice to Hande Erçel was to rest, specifically to disconnect. They emphasized the need to avoid a busy schedule for a while, regulate her sleep cycle, and take care of her nutrition. Kerem Bürsin reportedly took this advice and transformed it into a plan. Sources close to the couple allege that Bürsin suggested a short vacation, not a glamorous trip to be documented on Instagram, but a true escape. He allegedly said, "Let's get away for a while, let's go somewhere where no one can find us." This proposal of a secluded retreat is exactly what the doctor ordered. A place where Hande is not, Hande Erçel the star, but simply a woman recovering her strength. A message in itself. Hande Erçel's silence on social media, after leaving the hospital, was also notable and deeply significant. The actress, who usually shares frequent posts, updates, and smiles with her millions of followers, chose to remain in the background this time. This digital silence reveals the true impact of the events. It suggests that she is taking the advice to disconnect seriously. However, to prevent mass hysteria, this silence was countered by strategic messages from her inner circle, assuring the public that everything is under control, Hande is fine. Shortly after, it emerged that Erçel had told a close friend, "I'm fine, but I really needed to stop." That phrase, "I really needed to stop," is the crux of this entire story. Sometimes, the universe forces a stop when we refuse to take one. The human behind the star. The comments within the entertainment industry following this incident were quite remarkable. Many asserted that Hande Erçel's fainting spell revealed a truth that many celebrities experience, but often overlook: the intense pace, significant stress, and constant pressure of expectations behind the glittering facade of fame. Hande Erçel's experience brought the phrase "celebrities are human too" back into vogue, not as a cliché, but as a physiological reality. As we conclude this report, we are left with a picture of a woman who is healing, and a man who is standing guard. We wish Hande Erçel a swift and complete recovery, and we commend Kerem Bürsin for setting a standard of support that we should all aspire to. We want to know what you think. Should the industry do more to protect the health of its stars? Or is this the price of fame? Let us know in the comments below. And please, do not forget to like this video, subscribe to whatever you need, and click the join button to become a part of our inner circle. Until Hande returns to the screen, healthier and stronger than ever, keep your eyes open and your notifications on. This has been Whatever You Need. Thank you for watching.